So exciting.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Red Valkyrie Presents. I am, of course, Shae the Red, a little less blue and a little more red this time around. And I'm here with my awesome co-host, Alex, aka CY.borg Valkyrie. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. How are you doing?
Good. I did get the blue off my face, so ha.
Yes, you did. Thank you for the concern, Past Master Dan.
I just realized, and it didn't dawn on me until just now, I just took a shower to scrub all of that blue off, and now I get to do it again for the red.
Yes.
Oh, my water bill.
Makeup wipes are a thing.
I don't have them anymore because they're not good for your pores.
Well, I'm sorry that you're skeevy.
It's fine. We are here with the super awesome Mr. Joey Abbott. How are you, sir?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So many apologies because Joey has been trying to get on, much like Irene, the show that we had prior to. Shae was off her game for a while, okay? Shit happened, I'm sorry. And the worst part is, I actually booked Joey last weekend and forgot.
Didn't write it on our schedule.
No, did not. And Joey's like, "Hey, can you send me a link to the show?" And I looked and I was like, in 5 minutes, I couldn't even fake it if I wanted to. I was like, well, fuck, I'm just gonna have to be real honest with Joey for a second and see if he will be cool.
I can see Shae with a red crayon just okay, I'm done. Ready.
I mean, I do have a lip crayon. I might have been able to, but I wasn't going to do that. That's Joey deserves more effort than that.
Oh.
Maximum effort.
Yes. But yeah, he was very, very sweet and gracious and did not have a problem with the reschedule, which I super appreciate.
We appreciate, yes.
I felt so bad.
Okay.
But he has this amazing campaign with some really gorgeous art. If you couldn't see some of it behind me, it's beautiful. Black Sun Samurai #1, and you're calling it Kurosawa meets Tolkien.
Yeah,
I'm
my tagline. Yeah.
So before we let Mr. Joseph Abbott loose and tell us all about his, did you like that? I got formal for a second. I saw your eyebrows go up. He was like, "Oh, what? Oh, don't do that."
What's happening here? Yeah.
We are gonna watch the trailer because, damn it, people put a lot of work into these things, and we're going to enjoy them.
Okay.
So let's do it.
Enter the realm of Shinkoku. Kabukimono bandits raid a heavily guarded caravan, expecting to find great treasure. Arashi Kumataka, the old Tengu, well past his prime, but still a master swordsman, and Kigari Hakajima, a hot-headed young samurai, valiantly defend the caravan in this epic adventure set in feudal, mythological Japan. 34 stunning pages of stunning, digitally painted interior artwork. The villainous bandits find no gold. Instead, the caravan is carrying a Yatayo princess who was betrothed to the shogun. The bandits cut their losses and kidnap the princess, thinking she might be worth something anyway. Toromio, the leader of the Kabukimono bandits, always gets what he wants, either with gold, charm, or steel. we had an exciting opportunity to give a sneak peek of the script to samurai actor Peter Arai to seek his advice on capturing the authentic warrior spirit of a true samurai. All the races of Japanese mythology, including Gumiko, a Nezumi rat girl, the heroic Tengu samurai, Arashi, Toromio the bandit, and the mysterious princess, last of the Yutayo bloodline. Devious Kappa lurking in the swamps, and of course, the Naga Queen. This is their story. Black Sun Samurai, now funding.
Danielle.
Sorry, I'm still muted because my dog was a jerk. That is awesome.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so it's all entirely digitally painted. The cover and all the interior pages, all by Calvin Serafinas, which is this amazing artist I found on ArtStation. He's in Indonesia, and you can see from this cover here, he's just crazy talented. So I was really lucky to find him. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Really, really beautiful. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about Black Sun?
It's based on a Japanese mythology or fairy tale where the sun goddess hides away, and so the sun doesn't rise anymore. And so these samurais go on an adventure to discover why the sun is no longer rising. So it's sort of, I say it's like Kurosawa meets Tolkien, because it's very much of a sort of epic adventure, hero's journey kind of thing through this mythological world.
There's no ring, right?
There is no ring. No.
Okay.
Awesome.
They don't have to destroy a ring. No.
We appreciate that, because I gotta be honest. I remember when I first saw like the first movie of Lord of the Rings, and my friend at the time was trying to really sell me on it. It's like, it's so good, and we sat and watched the first show, and we watched the extended edition.
Yes.
That first one, extended edition.
You mean the first 4 hours?
Yeah, that it's rough to get through because almost nothing happens but setup for 4 hours.
And it ends with them just about to cross a stream, right? And you're kind of like, what? That's the end of the movie?
Yeah, I was like, so about watching the other two. He's like, it gets better, I swear. And I was like, oh, but see, you said this was good. And I'm just not.
8 more hours of walking in your
right.
Yeah, I don't have the patience to do that slow burn kind of thing. I'm fast paced, so this everything moves along, and it's just like boom, boom, boom. So it's more of a pacing of like Game of Thrones or something like that. It's a little more.
I can handle that. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Every third panel is someone getting chopped in half or violated in some way.
That sounds fantastic. That's exactly like what I want.
I do a little bit of the Game of Thrones thing where they kill off your favorite character, which I actually hate. I hate it when they kill off the favorite character, but I did do quite a bit of that in the opening issue and the next issues, just because I'm sort of setting things up and getting a story going. But
so you're evil, understood. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like Joey's gonna be one of those people. I'm gonna be like, it was so well written, and also fuck you, Joey. People are gonna be like, so you don't like him? Be like, no, he's phenomenal and a great writer. You definitely should support him. And I'm just very mad at him right now, and he knows why.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what writers want to do. They want to get people to feel something about the characters. They're just drawings on a page, right? If you can get people to feel something about them, that's great. I hope I can achieve that.
That is exactly what I set out to do when I write, is to make people feel. Yeah. Oh, what are we doing now? Hi.
I'm just pointing out that you're gender bending that character.
Yes, I am. Very much so. So here's the thing: we have the beautiful sun goddess that I totally could have attempted to do, but two things: this ratchet ass wig is never gonna look that good. That's not a thing. And my very glorious golden kimono is at the dry cleaners.
Oh, okay. Too bad.
Permanently, where it is not mine and I don't own it.
The dry cleaners of your fantasy. Okay.
Yes, if I could, oh my gosh, if I could own that kind of, I would own that. I would wear that. I'd be like that old spinster lady, like hanging out in the house, wearing a kimono for no reason, like just answer the door randomly for like some telemarketer selling windows, and I'd be like, oh, we don't need windows, but thank you for coming.
I don't believe in glass.
I'm sorry, I just can't. I can't be bothered. Do you like the kimono?
Oh my god!
It would be horrible. That's why I don't own one, because I don't. We don't want me being that person. I know this about me.
You'd have to have contacts because she has dragon eyes. If you look on, I think there's a close up on one of the pages. Yeah, right there. She has dragon eyes because she's kind of like, she's not a human. She's from the royal bloodline that is almost extinct. She's the last of her kind. I'm gonna have to make a kimono now so I can get these contacts so I can cosplay her. There you go. And the kimono, if you get one, I mean, to show you the amount of detail in it, if you scroll up again, it's got her kamon of the butterfly is on it, and all the different races have their own kamons. And I did like so much world building for this, it's crazy. And like every different person has their kamon, whether they show it or not. I did it in case the artist needs it. So there's like so much detail that we put into this book.
That is so cool.
Just every little detail,
Hey Shae, I'm ordering you a kimono.
Okay.
Would you like to see it?
Oh gosh, I'm scared. Are you being nice or bitchy?
Let's see. Wow.
They're being bitchy. Got you.
Nice.
Giving the audience what they want.
I'm not gonna look like that in it. That's not. I love when people find like something like that and they go, "Ooh, I'm gonna get that," and you'd be like, "You do realize you have that body in that kimono for it to look like that." I'm 6'1" and I'm not small. Okay. Oh gosh.
It'll be there Tuesday.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
It'll be a belly shirt is what it'll be.
I saw a really nice looking kimono and on page 2. There's a 5-year-old in it. So yeah.
Oh, this is beautiful. It's for a small child. Never mind.
It will fit on your leg.
My toe will be so beautifully turned.
Yes. Wear it well.
Oh my gosh. This, you know what this reminds me of, and I wish I could remember exactly what director it is, but like you have all of those really like super fanciful Japanese action films where you have like Detective Lee and like all that kind of style where like there's a lot, they do a lot with the fantasy, they do a lot with the mysticism, like Japanese mysticism within it, and there's a whole lot of the, you know, the whole like they do a move and like a cherry blossom just lightly falls, and like that's what this reminds me of, is that kind of stuff, but high intensity.
We were trying to like Japanese, but even more Japanese than Japan, you know, like really high fantasy. Japan, so it's cool. And the artist, he works as a concept designer, so he has such an amazing imagination. Like in here, I didn't tell him to put masks on those samurai. He just came up with that himself and did so much work on every panel. He was just slaving over every panel of this, so it was great.
It's just so pretty. So we do already have a question. So Corvinus was saying it looks like you're a bit off of your goal, which unfortunately, yes, you are, with only 8 days left. We're only about 36% of the way there. Are you planning on relaunching if you don't make goal and trying again? I
will have to see. I mean, we'll have to look at our options. I'm not just going to immediately relaunch, no,
Right.
but we'll look at our options and see what we want to do and how to do it better, because I think the campaign and the book people are pretty impressed with.
Oh yeah.
But in terms of my marketing, it has been not as good. I know I've been on shows and people are like, this looks great. How come I never heard of this before? And it's like, well, I've been tweeting it, but only 3 followers see my tweets. So
Those same 3 people, they're real excited about it.
Yeah, exactly.
They really like it.
It's the marketing is like such a huge part of it. So
yeah.
And we don't have the book is not finished yet. Like I can't release it. We have to get money to finish it because it's very expensive. So I don't know if I'll figure out a way to get money and we can finish the book, and then we can put a low goal and then just make the money in demand, right? But
that's my plan. Make the money.
Yeah. So I definitely will say I think that marketing has probably been the biggest blunder as far as why this hasn't hit goal yet. Because is this your second 30 days?
Yes.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the end of the line.
So the thing is, I think that a lot of people think that if I tweet it out, then enough people will see it and retweet it, that it'll get some traction. I'm going to be wholly honest with you. I've seen in 60 days, maybe 2 tweets of this. And I've got a good amount of people that I follow and a good amount of people that follow me. So something isn't clicking. It's not breaking through.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. The book looks beautiful. It is a really beautifully digitally painted book, really interesting stories. You have really awesome characters. You're dipping into the mythology of that whole kind of Japanese lore, which if you've ever looked into any of this, it is so rich. There is so much you can do with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that it's really you just are trying to get your reach. And I will tell you one thing that seems counterintuitive.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. One thing that seems counterintuitive is if you don't make your goal the first time, a lot of people are like, people must not like it. Therefore, people love an underdog. They really do. So if you don't make it your first time through, you go, you know what? We're going to take a month. We're going to reevaluate. We're going to reassess, see if there's a better way that we can maybe lay out some things or some better perks that we could put in there that people might be more excited about. And then we're going to go again. And we're going to go for, if that's the goal that you need, if that is what you need to do in order to make this a thing, that's fine. Put it back out there, which is totally understandable. But figure out where those little stumbling blocks are. People will see that you are committed to this and you're wanting to get it out there, and it's going to be more of a I want to be part of that. I want to be part of that underdog story and help him get to where he wants to go. And people are a lot more likely to back you. Also getting on shows that have a decent following where people are actually watching earlier on, and granted, I apologize because I did stumble that for you a bit. But we can totally look at getting you on, or launching you is another great option. Launching on a channel that has a dedicated viewership can really help. And it also gives people who are excited about your book while you're kind of in that 2-month phase of reassessing, it gives them a place to go. They know on this day, on this channel, you are going to launch. And if I want to make sure that I get this book and that this book can get to funding, that's where I will go. Yeah. I think that all of that will help a bit.
Yeah. I went into the whole, because my first campaign, I didn't really do any marketing. I just put it up and cross my fingers and hope for the best. And that didn't work at all. So this time, I have been going on shows, and I go on shows, and then people recommend, oh, you should go on so-and-so's show. You should go on so-and-so. And so I've been sort of expanding my contacts, I guess, and my connection. So next time I do it from the beginning, I'll have a lot more connections of people I can go to right away. The first week,
Absolutely.
hey, can I be on your show? This kind of thing. So
absolutely, and giving yourself that month to 2 month buffer. If this doesn't, I mean, it could shock us all. It could pull it out of nowhere and get you funded. But if we're going to speak in realistic terms, there's a good chance it's not going to, because you've got a week left. So taking that little bit of time and reassessing, and then lining everything up, and so you can tweet out your schedule on whose show you're going to be on when, to really get this out and in front of people. Also, some other really good cheap, and by cheap I mean pretty much completely free marketing that you can do. Fan art contest, especially if you've got something that has a very beautiful Japanese aesthetic. Hey, we're going to do a fan art contest, and the top 3 winners, like the first prize will get a free copy of the book. Second prize will get their stuff done as a mini print or something. You can put it in the back of the book. You can have a fan art section, but something that's going to get people excited about it, and people working on their own channels or on their own Twitter feeds on artwork saying, oh, this is the artwork I'm working on for Black Sun.
Yeah, that's right.
Is going to make people want to check out, well, what the hell is Black Sun?
That's right.
Especially if you're tapping into talented artists who get excited and want to do something for it.
Well, that's a good idea.
But that kind of stuff is cheap or very inexpensive, depending on what you want to make prizes. And if you want it to be just, we're going to do a fan art contest and you're going to give away a couple issues of the book to your top 3 winners or something like that. And maybe you print up some people's stuff in the back of the book. You'll have people that'll do it just so they can try and help get their name out there a little bit more as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wouldn't mind putting a few pages of fan art in the back of the book.
Yeah, and it costs you almost nothing to add a couple of pages. Yeah. And they're pages you have to do very little for. You just have to format the back end of it. You don't got to draw anything. You don't got to pay someone to draw anything.
No, that's a great idea. Well, I'll try it.
That's what we try to do here is help with the great ideas.
Yes, so here are the Camon I was talking about. Oh, scroll down a little bit.
There we go.
Those things. Yeah, so you've got all the different species. Yateo, that's the princess. Human, Tengu, Nezumi, that's the rat girl.
Okay.
Kappa are the turtle frog guys.
Okay.
Oni in Japanese lore are kind of like ogres, demons. In my book, they're more like elvish demons. They're more a little bit different. And then Bashimi and Kitsune are the fox people. So
yes, the 9-tailed foxes that
that's
very tricksy.
Yes, they're not. Yeah, and I've got lots more, but I just wanted to kind of give a sample of some of the stuff I was working on.
So I'm sure that you have this, and this might be something to also help get people excited, especially if you decide you want to do a fan art contest on a relaunch, because you have all of these little symbols and everything. I'm sure that you have concept art of what each of these guys would look like that your artist has done up, right?
Not for all of them, but for most of them, yeah.
I would show it. I would put go into Photoshop, take your little symbols and put that down in the corner and have a picture of this is what this race is. And do that for each of them, because then if you're going to do a fan art contest and you're giving people a lot of options on things that they can do in their style, something is going to hit people differently. A lot of people know what a kitsune is. A lot of people know what an oni is. But how many people know what a kappa is? Or a nezume? Showing them these different creatures in your world with the way that you kind of perceive them can spark a lot of creativity for other people.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good idea. Yeah.
And like you said, your Oni are a little bit different. Most people
Yeah.
draw Oni like big, bulky,
Yeah.
like low to the ground. You're drawing them like elvish.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Throwing your versions of them in there can really help people kind of stretch their creative muscles, and I think that would be something that would be really beneficial in a relaunch.
It's a good idea.
Look at this. Past Master Dan says another world builder.
Yeah. Yeah. I get too far into the world building and just go nuts with it. I could make this into a RPG or something, it's so much detail.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And honestly, if you can get this to where it starts to kind of take off, and people get it, they like it, and you're able to keep making it, you might want to reach out to somebody like Luke Stone, who has hybrids. He took his hybrids world and he made a quick play, so like a D&D RPG style quick play of it, and he just put his characters into it. We're actually going to do his quick play next weekend on the channel to kind of show people how it works. But something like that, if you have all of that, that would be a really great thing that you could work on in the future as another kind of added.
But some of my ideas are pretty weird, like how in games you have like hit point stats and stamina, and when it goes down to 0 you die, right?
Yeah.
So in mine, for a samurai, he'd have an honor stat, and if it goes to 0 he has to commit seppuku.
Oh gosh. That's brutal. That's brutal. Is he gonna at least select the person who's gonna behead him, or?
I guess if he has time, yeah.
If he has time. I know that we're in the middle of a fight, but could you cut my head off real quick? I need it to be honorable. All right, so you also have this really cool add-on perk.
Yes, this is the promo poster. Shows the samurai adventurers, and then she's a little bit of a final boss kind of situation. So she's not in the first book, so I couldn't make as a cover for the first book. It wouldn't make any sense. She's not in it. So it's just a promo poster you can get as an add-on.
Awesome. How big is this?
11 by
17.
Yeah, it's not too big.
Okay. So are you planning to send it rolled? Flat,
it'll be rolled, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not saying it. I have a fulfillment service from the printer, so I'm using Kablam printer. So it'll all be sent from the USA, and I'm in Canada, so I don't want to bring it up here and then send it back to the USA.
No, you don't. That is expensive.
Yeah. So it's just going to be all mailed out from there.
Okay.
And then the Canadian ones, I'll have the Canadian ones sent to me, and I'll send the Canadian ones out, so we get cheap shipping for Canadians. And cheap shipping worldwide as well. It's only $10 for overseas. So
awesome. That is a really good price.
Yeah. I've been backing a lot of books, and sometimes it's like $25 for shipping to Canada. I'm like, what? For a comic book? Come on, like.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun shipping to Canada. Y'all are pricey. I'm only a couple states down, and it was the initial cost quote that I got was $68 to ship. Yep. And then we did some sleuthing, and I got it CY got it down to 24. And we were like, well, that's at least not 68.
Yeah.
So we'll do that.
68. Yeah. It can be crazy, and that's so I'm trying to work around that a little bit, but the shipping.
No, that's phenomenal. The fact that you found a way to work around it, and so it's not crazy for Canada, it's not crazy for the US. That's awesome. Just like Death Metal Hero is saying here, he says that's a refreshing change of pace for our international brethren and sisterin. Yeah. They normally, poor Dean over here. Dean gets screwed being in Australia.
Oh yeah.
So expensive.
Yeah. And you can get all these 4 posters as add-ons at checkout. This is the 3 covers and the promo poster.
Awesome.
This was kind of interesting. So this he's a samurai actor, and he does he's in movies and he does a lot of katana swordsmanship. So he contacted me because he saw some of my art. I don't know how my tweets, they don't get out to anyone here, but someone in Japan sees them. So it's weird how Twitter works. So
Twitter is a pain in the ass. Yes,
Yeah.
wholeheartedly agree.
yeah. So anyway, he was like, "Hey, this looks great. Can I help you out somehow?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah. You tell me if this makes any sense to a Japanese person." And I sent him the script, and he read it, and he was very sort of shocked and surprised, and because he said like no Japanese person would write something like this, but it's good. It's just very unusual because of some of the what I call artistic license that I was taking
Right.
with the world. So the names of the characters, especially because in Japan, when you name your child, you usually name them something nice, like Snow Blossom or something. That's what names mean. Like Yuki means snow, right?
Yeah.
So my characters are named like Grave Island and Crypt Bat and this kind of stuff when you translate the names, and it's very strange for a Japanese because they would never name their child something horrible.
Yes, like
something so dark.
backstab.
He's gonna be a bad guy. I can feel it. Name him Backstab.
Yeah, so that was cool. But it was really cool, and he's a great guy, and we talk all the time now about swords and which is better, katana or longsword, and this kind of stuff. So he's been a lot of support for this project for me.
Interesting. Okay. Sorry, my brain. I really like marketing, so my brain just went like completely haywire. Anyway, we'll talk up here about that.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, I'm sure
probably-
there's a better way to market it when a real samurai wants to support your book,
Yes.
rather than just putting a little
Yes.
picture like that. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not.
Don't worry. We will talk.
Okay.
I have ideas that are just
Okay.
percolating.
And here's another thing I did.
Yes.
This was with Indicron because I don't know if you know Pixel Trader, who does Indicron website. So he was kind of saying how he's been trying to get support, like some fun, like donations, and he has like the smallest 2 pixel size icon in the very hidden bottom. It's like you can donate here, and I'm like, dude, even I know you got to market better than that. So what I did was we kind of worked together, and I said, I'll give you, I think it was, what I write there, $1 for every backer. I'll donate to him, which I'm going to donate whether I meet my goal or not. And then he'll raffle off a T-shirt as well to a random backer if we reached our goal. So just a way to support Indicron. I think it's a great website.
Very cool. Very cool. I like seeing people kind of trying to help each other out. That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's important.
Oh yeah. All right. So how much of this is done? How much of the book is currently done?
We've only got 5 pages done so far. And the covers. So we've got a lot of work to do. Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't see what the delivery date on this would have been. So you're looking at March?
March, yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
I know it's better to have the book completely finished, but it's quite expensive. I'm paying him, really good rates, so I'm not like cheating him or anything like that. So it's expensive if you add it all up. Believe it or not.
If you're honest with your delivery and realistic with your delivery dates, waiting for a book because it's got to be finished isn't as scary. I will say there have been a rash of some creators who are taking well over a year to complete.
Yeah.
And I mean a year past their date. So as long as you're not going like that bad.
Yeah, I've had some experience with that as well in books I've backed, and especially when they reach their goal and then you see them and they're like doing something else, and you're like, well, I thought you were going to do this book. Well, why are you doing something else?
What happened
right?
to the book that you have?
Exactly. So we're I'm not going to do that. We're going to put everything into making this. This is our big chance, right? I don't want to ruin any I don't want people to not support my books anymore. If they support me here, we're going to make sure they get a great book that's really and high quality too. It's not just we're not going to slap it together or something like that. You're gonna love it, and I think if we can get this one out, I'm not worried at all about the second issue, because I know everyone who buys the first issue is going to be clamoring for the second issue. So I'm not worried about that at all. We're going to keep building and building. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so let's go over your perks real quick and see what you're offering and if we've got any suggestions.
Okay, that'd be great. So the first one is 4 copies. It's the 3 covers and a sketch cover. So 4 copies for $55.
Okay.
It's pretty good deal.
It is.
$8 for the digital.
Nice.
And the physical book, any of the covers are $20 each.
Awesome. So you've
I've
got
3 covers. So this is the Calvin Seraphinus cover.
Which is this one right here.
Yeah, which people really love.
Yeah, it's very pretty. It's a really cool composition. I think he did good.
He did great. And then we've got a completely different cover. If you scroll down a little bit, you can see it better. This J.C. Grand did this kind of sort of reminds me of Frank Miller a little bit. It's completely different style than the other cover, which is great for a variant. But I think it's awesome in its own style. I think it's awesome. So it's just the other style.
This reminds me a lot of that, like the Japanese block printing, where they carve intricate things into wood, cover it with basically paint and stamp it down, and then do the next layer, and it's so crazy to watch it build. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, I think that really has that kind of feel to it, which is really neat. And then that is your. That's the 3rd variant. So this shows Gumiko, the rat girl, and Kagare Hakajima, the sort of hero samurai. Awesome. Awesome. All right, so those are and this. Yeah, and then it's 2 copies for $40. So this is A and B, A and B, A and C. Yeah, so, because the posters you're adding after you get it. So basically, this is just books here. So what I would recommend, instead of having a bunch of different, where you're trying to make sure you cover every possibility, every combination, what you could do is, since you're going to sell your covers all the same, you can do a drop-down menu where you can say you choose your cover, 1 book, $20, and then do a drop-down when they go to click on it, where they can select which cover they want. Okay. And then I would do that again when you're doing these, where you're just going to end up with 2 drop-down menus, so they can select. Maybe they want 2 of the same cover. Oh, is that no? I won't allow that. So. Oh, okay. Yeah. he's gatekeeping what covers you can have, people. But yeah, if people want, maybe they want the 2 variant covers, and that way it just makes it easier on you, instead of you trying to figure out every possible way that somebody's going to want to do this. You could just be like, do you want 2 copies? Here you go, and you back it here, and here's your 2 drop downs, and pick what you want, and it'll also help streamline this a bit more. Yeah, that's a good idea. The other thing that I will say, you've got this, so literally you can get one book, 2 books, 3 books, 3 books and a sketchbook. Yeah. So I can tell you one thing right now that is hurting you as to why you're having a hard time hitting funding, because you're at 53 backers, which isn't anything to scoff at. Yeah. But 53 backers when your most expensive tier is $55. That's part of what's hurting you. So ways around that. Now your guy does all this digitally, which makes it tricky because you can't offer physical art. Physical pages, finding a way to offer a heavy ticket item, whether it's one-off print that will never be printed again of part of the book. It not being physical, like technically, is going to be something that's going to drop the price on it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But you have really, really beautiful artwork. You've got, you might be able to partner with a couple of artists who are really moved by it. They think that it's really exciting and might be willing to do some sketch cards for you that you could raffle off. But trying to find a way that you can have one or two upper tiers that can be a little bit more pricey, so people can throw money at it if they really like it. Because right now their option is, I'm gonna end up with 1,000 books if I want to really throw some money at this, because I'm gonna have to back this featured tier like a shit ton, right? Yeah. You want to give them an option. You want to give people an option where there's a heavy,
whether it's original art, the covers that you're getting from these guest artists, something that, especially selling things that you've already paid for.
Yes. Yeah, if you could, that would be something I would really look into. Find an artist that specializes in something that's kind of kitschy and unique. And if it's going to be, I'm sure you can find somebody who does like those block prints and stuff like we were just talking about, or somebody who's good with watercolor on rice paper. Find something and make it. And so, okay, I can, I'll pay for them up front and that'll kind of ouch, but you can offer it at a premium. You can limit it to 2 or 3 or just a one of one and make it. And so there's a couple of heavier hitting items that are unique that other people aren't doing, that can really kind of draw in a collector mentality or even an art mentality, people that really want that like one-off exclusive.
No, that's a good idea.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at our chat real quick. What is this? I thought that was deep faked on at first. Are you talking what? You're talking about the makeup?
The makeup.
Oh no, that is painted. Oh yeah. Oh, that is painted on there. Oh yes.
Every stream, you want to see her blue-gray? Look at the stream we did 4 hours ago.
I was a different color and I had ears. I had pointy ears. I almost did that with this one with the mouse girl, but then I was like, but otherwise she just looks normal. I need something that's going to be obvious that I'm attempting something from your.
Oh, it looks great.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing that.
I like doing this kind of stuff, and I'm glad that you are grateful, because otherwise I would cry all these red tears.
Oh, and Shae, I sent you a link in your DM for an authentic Japanese silk kimono for the next time we have them on.
I did see that. You're cute, because I saw that price tag too.
It's only $300.
Yeah, that's all. It's just $300.
That's cheap for a kimono.
Yes, it is. It's regularly $3,000. These are gently used ones, with no wear visible. So
a new kimono costs as much as a new car in Japan, like a real handmade kimono. Yeah. I could. So you better start saving.
And this one's nice. I picked one out for her in red with hints of purple. So
wow.
I was looking for like a gold one so I could feel like this pretty woman right here. But that's okay. The red works too. It's more on brand. I get it.
It is, and I want you to be able to reuse this $300.
Are you kidding me? If I had a gold kimono, I would grocery shop in it. Like it would happen. It would happen. Look at Frog G. Help Shae afford it. Go to our merch store. I love our merch. I'm just saying, our merch is gorgeous. You should definitely go check it out. And it might get me to a kimono or size or her boobies. One of the two.
One of the two.
One of the two is probably going to be the boobies. Let's be real.
$389.99 for a really nice yellow gold one.
Ooh.
That's a good deal.
Yes. Yeah, this is a traditional pattern kimono.
Ooh.
What's the design?
Hold on.
Because
Sai is about to share screen. It's about to
every
happen.
every flower means something. Like some flowers were used by Japanese emperors or what? Oh wow!
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, that's beautiful. So.
Oh, it's so pretty!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Cherry
And
blossoms.
This is the 6-piece set, by the way.
It would never fit me. Oh, it's
great.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you can do an upper tier at 500 for a kimono. Oh, so pretty.
It is.
Jeez.
Wow.
That's, oh my gosh, look at that. That is beautiful. Death Metal Hero wants to know when we're going to have Red Valkyrie kimonos. When our channel makes enough that I can justify Red Valkyrie kimonos.
There's the whole thing.
There's the whole thing.
That's super pretty.
I saw the toe socks. Those are cool.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You gotta have them for the sandals.
Yeah.
So, Solomon's solution requires Shae gets a skirt and Sai gets one boob. That's how we fix it. No, I would rather Sai have 2 boobs, and I'll stare longingly at kimonos that will never be long enough for me. It's fine.
Excuse me. A round waist.
What does that say in inches? I can't read it.
54.3.
Babe, I'm saying long enough.
Length.
Japanese women are not 6'1".
Everything is very small in Japan.
61.8 inches.
That is nowhere near long enough. Nope.
That's 5 feet.
That's half a foot off of long enough.
That's 5'2".
That is a full foot.
Bitch, get on your knees.
No. Oh, ew! Don't say that to me. That's just mean.
Hold on. Yeah, these are the yellow ones.
That's really pretty. I like it. World Comics Review says, love seeing the pretty kimono girls at summer festivals. Not had any last year, and this year ain't looking good. Yeah. That is such a pain. I hope that all of these festivals start back up again, because heaven knows we could all use it. Okay, so back to why we're here. Done looking at kimonos. Sai, you're not shopping anymore, okay? Sai is a small, skinny bitch, so Sai could get a kimono with your
I could get all of these.
You get every kimono. I can get 0. Be like, will you make a kimono for a giant, please? That'd be great.
Aww.
It's okay. I've come to terms with the fact that I will always stand out. If I ever go to Japan, I'm gonna be the one where they're like, oh, she must be a basketball player, because they're not gonna think I'm a model. They're gonna assume I play basketball, so it's gonna happen.
Aww.
It's okay. All right, Joe. So what else do you want to let us know about this campaign? Because you've got some awesome stuff here. I definitely want to see a relaunch if this doesn't fund. Because
okay, yeah, I think we've gone over pretty much everything that I want to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I don't have a whole lot more to add.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for your tips. If I do relaunch it, we'll use that all, because it's really, this whole crowdfunding thing. It's not easy, and it
isn't. No.
And I'm I'm a good writer, but I'm not a good marketer. So it's been a big learning experience, and I think I'll do a lot better next time.
Well,
you'd be surprised at how many people that's true of.
Most.
Oh yeah. I'm sure. Majority. Yeah. I'm sure.
Well, and that's the thing, is there's people that offer marketing. Not that I'm gonna say, but there's people that like this one and this one that offer marketing. But it's tricky. It can be very tricky to find what it is that's gonna stick and where your audience is. And I think that's just the problem, is you haven't quite found your audience yet.
Yeah, and I mean, it's hard, and also because I've made a lot of other comics, but I don't stick to a genre. So I make like a horror comic, and then I switch to a dinosaur comic, and then I switch to like music history, and no one really sticks around because it's all completely different stuff. So if I like stick with the samurai genre for a couple of books, I think that might help me as well.
Probably. And look, I'm just saying, this is Frog G says, please do relaunch if needed. I want this book. I agree with Frog G. I would love to have this book. You also had earlier asking if you were going to still try and make the book because they want to back, but they want to make sure they get the book.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I understand that.
World Comic Review says, I'm your audience and this looks awesome. So see, you've got people. We just got to get that number to grow a little more and the exposure to go a little bit more. Yeah, and see, there it is right there. Tout those greatest hits, get that exposure, Joey. It's just that people don't know you, and they don't know you for this genre. But if you've got other books that you've done, that goes a long way for people trusting you. If we can just work on kind of the framing and the branding a bit more, I think that would really, really help you out. And I don't see any reason why relaunching this wouldn't be successful.
I got to hiccups. Sorry.
I hear that.
Well, I don't know if I want to relaunch like right away.
No, we usually
would give it a couple of months.
Yeah.
We usually tell at least a couple. I mean, even if they start picking up like a lot of traction right at the end and they just run out of time, we still recommend people wait at least 2 to 3 weeks between campaigns, just to kind of build hype and get it ready, because the last thing you want is someone who hit the button in the last day of the campaign, didn't fund, and then you turn around and ask them to make that choice again. So
exactly.
Yeah, and I have to give my Twitter followers a bit of break from the spam. You know, it's like I don't want to. Those 3 Twitter followers, I need a break.
Yeah, exactly. And see, Corvina says, yes, we'll definitely back this if this happens. So if you miraculously hit funding in the last little bit, you're going to have people that are going to back it for sure and in demand. I think that's probably another thing. You're so far from your goal with so little time left that a lot of people are gun shy now. Yeah. Because it's like I could back it, but I'm just going to get the money back most likely. And the thing is all that mentality is hurting you, because if they would back, then it might be enough that you would make it.
But if you back and I don't make it, you get your money back, and I give $1 to Indicron. So if you back me, you'll be backing Indicron for at least $1. Actually, I'm going to give him more than $1. That's like nothing. I don't know why I said $1. That's cheap. I'm going to give him $3.
Well, that's still giving away free money. I mean,
so if you can back it and get your money back, and there you go. I'll donate money to someone. So there's no reason not to back, even if I'm going to. The last minute, you can still back.
So look at he is selfless as well, people. So
it's completely selfless.
Totally
help him rip himself off is what he's saying.
Right, pretty much is basically what he's saying. But yeah, I think that a relaunch would be good. I would give it a month or two.
It would be more than that. I need a little bit of a break, but yeah.
Yeah, then you take what time you need. Work on. I don't know if you did. Did you do a mailing list leading up?
Yeah, I have. The mailing list was another thing that kind of failed. I wasn't huge. I had 150 people, which that's not. I know it's not massive, but even from that, I didn't get even. I think maybe 20% back, which is probably pretty low.
It really is.
Low.
20% coming back from your mailing list is a decent return, to be honest. And that's one thing that I think a lot of people need to realize. People will join the mailing list because A, it costs them nothing. Yeah. And B, they'll get a reminder when you go live. So that's why people join it, right? Well, here's the problem is when you go live, how many other projects went live? How many other people? Yeah. How much money did the people that were on your mailing list have? And so getting a 20% return from your mailing list is pretty decent, because you've got to think of all the other competition that was out there at the same time and the finite amount of money that your backers are going to have, you might do better launching in the fall. It might actually work out in your favor. I don't normally, I will tell you, do not fulfill November, December, January. Don't do that to yourself. Okay. Fulfill later in the new year, because you don't want to run into the Christmas rush and all of that. That turns terrible. But this might do better in September, October timeframe. It's something to consider. If it didn't work well this time around and this early on in the year, maybe a little bit later in the year will help you out. It'll give you a break, get a chance to kind of reevaluate, and then come back, hit it hard. People will be looking at stuff going, you know, it would be cool to get this. Money might not be quite as tight. Things are opening back up, so people are able to back easier now because there's a lot more opportunity to earn. So there's all these little considerations that might end up making it a little bit more profitable for you. But I mean, it is an absolutely gorgeous looking book, and it would be a crying shame if this did not get made. For sure.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty I'll be devastated if I don't get it made.
Yep, it's all a matter of time.
I would just give yourself that little bit of extra time, reevaluate, come up with maybe a couple of unique perks that you can put in a little bit higher campaign, or see if you can get a couple of art contests going or something like that while you're in pre-launch. If you decide to do another pre-launch, let it run for the full 6 months. Plug it here and there, and you know, hey, we're gonna pick from all of the fan art a winner when we go live or something, which would be really kind of cool. And it's an easy way to get a little bit more word out without you having to go on every stream and talk to every single person and try and drum it up the old-fashioned way, I guess. But
that's a good idea.
Thank you so much, Joey, for coming and hanging out with us, and thank you everyone in the chat. You guys are always phenomenal. If you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments in the video. Feel free to let Joey know, because he's obviously very receptive, and we want this book to get made. We really, really want this book to get made.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Kimono for Shae. Kimono for Shae.
That's not a suggestion. That's highway robbery is what that is.
Life goals.
Look, I'll see if I could make a pretend kimono that will actually be long enough for people.
I'll buy you one of those, and then I'll just buy you some silk to hang under.
Wow. Wow. I feel offended on behalf of kimonos everywhere. But thank you guys so much for hanging out, and thank you again, Joey, for coming with us. Thanks, CY, for being the most distracting co-host on the face of the planet.
You're very welcome.
We will see you guys next time. Catch you later.
Bye.